first of its kind genetic blood test can determine whether or not there's a blockage in your heart. KPBS Science and Technology reporter Peggy Pico joins me with more on how this simple test could spare patients from invasive medical procedure. So Peggy, what's a traditional way that doctors figure out if there's a blockage in the heart?
One of the most traditional ways is they use an angiogram, and what that is the doctor takes a tube, they thread it up through your aorta into your heart. From your thigh, they inject dye, and they actually physically look for a blockage in your heart from that dye.
So that is invasive. I mean, that's definitely invasive.
It is invasive, and it comes with some risk, and some people actually die from it. So it's not a procedure you want to take lightly.
Well then, so what impact might these new blood tests have on the number of angiograms performed each year?
That's sort of the goal of this new test. There's about 2 million Americans in the U.S. who get an angiogram each year. Several studies have shown that over 60% of those people don't have significant blockage, meaning probably wasn't necessary to do it. More importantly, about 700,000 people who undergo this test have absolutely no blockage. 700,000 people get this risky test that, or could be risky, that basically don't have any blockage and don't need it. So this blood test could change that.
So what it gives them maybe is a feeling of security, but meanwhile they've gone through the angiogram. So let's talk about the blood test, because that's the interesting thing. How will that help doctors decide whether a patient has blockage, artery blockage? I mean, it's just blood.
It's a genetic, they like to call it genomic blood test. They actually look, they take a blood test like a regular blood test, and they actually look at the white blood cells in those tests, and they look at the genes in the white blood cells. And evidently, the genes in those white blood cells will react differently if you have a clot or not. So you're talking about a blood test where you look at some things versus an angiogram.
I don't know the answer to this, but I'm curious as to whether there's any differential between the way they test men and test women.
There's not a difference. However, when it comes to angiograms, women by far get unnecessary procedures. And the reason is because they do a whole bunch of tests before they do the angiogram. They'll do a stress test. They put you on a cardio machine and they measure your heart rate. They do all sorts of things. Well, women, it seems, give off false positives. They give off false positives. So it looks like on paper, wow, there's something wrong with your heart. When they go in and look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the heart. So this would be a perfect test to kind of counterbalance that. Instead, you go get a blood test, and if this blood test showed you had a blockage, then the women could go in. So it would significantly impact how many women are being overprescribed angiograms.
And the fascinating thing for me is that, you know, you're describing all this, giving us information, but you're a local reporter for us in San Diego, so is there a San Diego connection?
There is a San Diego connection. Dr. Eric Topol from Scripps Institute of Science, he did the study on this. He validated an FDA study. And basically what that means is the FDA doesn't necessarily have to have really strict guidelines for diagnostic tests like this. So he went back and said, I'm skeptical. I don't believe this. This isn't going to work. Did a huge study at 30 centers across the country, including Scripps Green Hospital here, and found, wow, it really does work. And now he's an enthusiastic supporter. The study was done here in San Diego, and it's on the market already.
Well, finally, Peggy, I mean, people are going to hear this report. They're going to get really interested in pursuing it. When will it be available for the general public?
My understanding is it's made by CardioDX in Palo Alto, and what can happen is your doctor can order it, and they'll need to order it and get the test into the hospital. So basically it'll take patients saying, hey, what about that new genetic blood test? And the doctor saying, hey, I want to order that. But it's available now.
Well, thank you very much, Peggy Peak.